In the vibrant city of Lagos, known for its bustling streets and lively nightlife, lived a 60-year-old woman named Alake. Al was a resilient and independent woman known for her wisdom and unwavering spirit. She had lived a full life, experiencing both joy and hardship, and had settled into a comfortable routine despite her age and experience. Alake still longed for companionship. Often reminiscing about her late husband, Al owned a luxurious fabric boutique in one of the very high-end business areas of Lagos. Her boutique, a haven of elegance and style, was a popular destination for the city's elite. The walls of her shop were lined with exquisite fabrics, Antura lace silk, and brocade, each piece more stunning than the last. The boutique's decor was a blend of traditional and modern, with intricate carvings and sleek glass displays. Every morning I arrived at her boutique early before the city fully awoke. She took great pride in her work, meticulously arranging the fabrics, ensuring that every display was perfect. Her attention to detail and dedication to quality were evident in every aspect of her boutique. "Good morning, Mama," Alake, her assistant Jane, greeted her. As she walked in, "Good morning, Jane," Al replied with a warm smile. "How is your mother doing?" "She's doing well, thank you. She asked me to bring you some homemade chin-chin," Jane said, handing her a small tin of the sweet, crunchy snacks. Al's eyes sparkled with gratitude. "Your mother is too kind, please thank her for me." Throughout the day, the boutique buzzed with activity. Customers from all walks of life came to admire and purchase the beautiful fabrics. Al greeted each one with genuine warmth, helping them choose the perfect fabric for their needs. Her reputation for excellent service and unmatched quality had made her boutique a staple in the community. "Al, your fabrics are always the finest," a regular customer remarked, holding up a piece of vibrant Antura. "It's not just about the fabric," Alake responded with a twinkle in her eye. "It's about the story it tells and the joy it brings." Despite the constant bustle of the boutique, Alake often found herself lost in thought. She remembered her late husband, a kind and loving man who had been her rock. Their life together had been filled with laughter, dreams, and shared experiences. Though he had passed away many years ago, his memory remained a source of comfort and strength for her. Alake also cherished the memory of her 32-year-old daughter Mickey, whom she had with her late husband. She was quite established and doing well herself. Moriki lived abroad pursuing her dreams. Their bond remained strong despite the distance. As the sun began to set and the city lights started to twinkle, Alake closed her boutique for the day. She locked up and took a moment to admire the city's skyline, a blend of tradition and modernity that mirrored her own life. Her home, a modest but cozy apartment, was a sanctuary filled with memories. Photographs of her late husband and her daughter adorned the walls, and the scent of her favorite incense filled the air. She prepared a simple dinner and sat by the window watching the hustle and bustle of Lagos below. Though her life was marked by routine and solitude, Al found joy in the connections she made through her boutique. Her strength and wisdom were a beacon for those around her, and she took pride in the legacy she was building. As she drifted off to sleep, Al dreamt of the past and the future, knowing that each new day brought its own stories, challenges, and joys. She was a woman of resilience and grace, a matriarch of her community, and though she longed for companionship, she found solace in the love and respect she received from those whose lives she touched. The next day, Al was still reflecting on the pleasant evening she had spent with her friends. She enjoyed their company, but she also cherished the quiet moments of solitude that followed as she went about her day at the boutique. A sense of calm and routine enveloped her. That evening, the rain began to pour heavily, creating a symphony of droplets against the windows. Had just finished dinner with friends and was on her way home when her car broke down on a deserted road. Stranded and unable to call for help, she became anxious as the rain intensified. Just then, David, who was passing by on his motorcycle, noticed her predicament. David, a 27-year-old jobless graduate who had resorted to menial labor to make ends meet. Despite his degree in engineering, he couldn't secure a job his field. Instead, he worked as a motorcycle CER, delivering packages across Lagos. Known for his helpful nature and cheerful demeanor, David was always willing to lend a hand despite his own struggles. "Ma'am, do you need help?" David asked, stopping beside her car. Alake, relieved, nodded. "Yes, please, my car just stopped and I don't know what to do." Despite the pouring rain, Sinel worked diligently to fix El's car. His hands moved with practiced ease, displaying a surprising depth of knowledge about mechanics. After a few minutes, he managed to get the car running again. "You're a lifesaver, Al," said her, gratitude evident in her voice. "Thank you so much." "It's nothing, Ma," David replied with a modest smile. "I'm just glad I could help." Impressed and grateful, Al offered David a ride home. As they drove, they struck up a conversation, sharing stories and laughs. Sinel told Ark about his dreams of becoming an engineer and his current job as a motorcycle CER. "You know so much about cars, Al," Remarked, "Why aren't you working in your field?" David sighed, "It's been tough finding a job. I graduated with a degree in engineering. But the opportunities just haven't been there, so I do what I can to get by." Al, intrigued by his passion and drive, found herself enjoying the young man's company immensely. They exchanged numbers before parting ways, promising to stay in touch back at home. Alake couldn't stop thinking about David. His determination and positive attitude despite his challenges resonated deeply with her. She decided to keep her promise and stay in touch, hoping that she could somehow help him achieve his dreams. Alake and David began meeting regularly, often over coffee or lunch. They discovered had much in common despite their age difference, including a love for old movies and traditional Nigerian cuisine. David admired Alake's wisdom and grace, while Al was charmed by David's enthusiasm and sincerity. Their growing friendship did not go unnoticed. Friends and family were puzzled by their close relationship, with some questioning the appropriateness of their bond. Despite the whispers and raised eyebrows, Al remained unbothered. She valued the companionship and intellectual connection she found with David. One sunny afternoon, Al and David met at a small cozy cafe tucked away in a quiet corner of Lagos. They were enjoying their meal, laughing over shared memories and stories, when Sinel suddenly grew serious. "Al, there's something I've been wanting to tell you," David began, his voice steady, but his eyes betraying a hint of nervousness. Alake looked at him, curious, piqued. "What is it, David?" David took a deep breath, gathering his courage. "Al, I know there's a significant age difference between us, and I know people talk, but I've developed feelings for you. You're the most amazing person I've ever met. Your wisdom, your kindness, your strength, they inspire me every day. I can't keep these feelings to myself any longer." Ark was taken aback, her heart racing. She had grown very fond of Sinel, but she had never allowed herself to entertain the thought of a romantic relationship. The societal norms and expectations weighed heavily on her mind. "David, I don't know what to say," Al responded, her voice soft and uncertain. "I've grown very fond of you too, but I'm skeptical about accepting your feelings. People will talk, and I don't want to make things difficult for you." David reached across the table and took her hand in his. "Al, I don't care about what people say, care about you. You've taught me so much, and you've brought so much joy into my life. Just want the chance to make you happy too." Al's eyes filled with tears. She appreciated David's sincerity, but the fear of judgment and the vast difference in their ages made her hesitant. She gently withdrew her hand, looking away to collect her thoughts. "David, you have no idea how much your words mean to me," she said, her voice trembling. But we need to think this through. The world can be cruel, and I don't want you to face unnecessary challenges because of this." David nodded, understanding the weight of her concerns. "I know, Al, I know it won't be easy, but I'm willing to face it. I just want you to know how I feel." Alake smiled softly, her heart torn between fear and hope. "Let's take it one step at a time. David, let's continue to enjoy our time together and see where it leads, but we must be careful and mindful of the world around us." They sat in silence for a moment, each lost in their thoughts despite the uncertainty. They both felt a sense of relief and a deepened connection as they left the cafe and walked through the bustling streets of Lagos. Alake couldn't help but wonder what the future held for them. She knew that whatever happened, their bond was special and worth cherishing. Al decided to accept the relationship, as she was deeply drawn to David, but she told him they should take things slow. Over the next 3 months, their bond grew stronger. They spent more time together, learning about each other's hopes and dreams, fears and insecurities. Al found herself smiling more, and David's presence brought renewed sense of joy to her life. After about 3 months into their relationship, Al decided to make their relationship public, much to David's delight. They attended a high-profile charity gala together, holding hands and introducing Sinel as her partner. The event was held in a grand hall filled with Lego site, dressed in their finest attire. As they walked into the gala, whispers filled the air. Some guests were shocked, others curious. Al and David ignored the murmurs, focusing on each other. "Al, it's so good to see you," an old friend said, her eyes darting to David. "And who is this handsome young man?" "This is David, my partner," Alake replied, smiling proudly. Cannell shook the woman's hand firmly, his confidence unwavering. The reaction was mixed. While some applauded their bravery, others criticized their relationship, accusing David of being a gold digger. The tabloids had a field day, splashing their photos across the front pages with sensational headlines. Despite the backlash, Al and David remained steadfast in their commitment each other. They focused on building a life together and supporting each other's goals and dreams. Cannell continued his studies in engineering, with Alake encouraging him every step of the way. She even connected him with some of her influential friends in the engineering field, hoping to open doors for him. "Don't let the negativity get to you, David," Al would often say. "Focus on us, and remember that our bond makes us stronger." David appreciated Al's unwavering support. "Thank you, Alake, you've given me Hope and strength, I won't let you down, Alake and David's relationship grew stronger each day. They found comfort and joy in each other's company, despite the societal pressures and criticisms. They often spent weekends together, exploring new parts of Legos, watching old movies, and cooking traditional Nigerian dishes. Al's boutique continued to thrive, and she often shared her business insights with David, who was eager to learn, and apply the same principles to his future career. However, David's family, particularly his mother, struggled to accept their relationship. They feared that Canel's association with Ark would hinder his future prospects and bring unnecessary scrutiny. His mother, Mrs. Adabo, was especially concerned and stern in her disapproval. "David, my son, you know we love you and want the best for you," she said during a family dinner. "But this relationship with Al, it worries me. She's much older, and people talk." David took a deep breath. "Mom, I understand your concerns, but Alake makes me happy. She believes in me and supports my dreams. I love her." Mrs. Adu's expression hardened. "David, my son, think about your future. Alake is past menopause. She cannot give you a child of your own. Have you considered that?" David felt a pang of frustration. "Mom, I have thought about it, Al, and I have discussed it. We're aware of the challenges. But our relationship is about more than just having children. It's about love, support, and mutual respect." Mrs. Adabo sighed deeply. "I just want you to be sure the world can be cruel, and I don't want you to face unnecessary hardships." David reached out and held his mother's hand. "I am sure, Mom, Al and I have faced so much together already. We can handle whatever comes our way." Although Mrs. Adabo didn't approve of the relationship, she didn't say further. As a word is enough for the wise, she thought to herself, just as their relationship seemed to find a steady rhythm. David received a job offer in Abuja, a lucrative opportunity that could change his life. The offer came from one of Al's old classmates who owned a very large engineering company. Alake had earlier introduced Kunal to him during one of his business visits to Lagos. David was torn between his budding relationship with Alake and the chance to secure a better future. He sat across from Ark in their favorite cafe, the weight of the decision heavy on his shoulders. "Alake, I don't know what to do," David admitted, his voice filled with uncertainty. "This job could change everything for me, but I don't want to leave you." Ark reached across the table, taking his hand in hers. "David, I want the best for you. This is an incredible opportunity, and you deserve it. Our bond is strong enough to withstand the distance. I believe in us." David looked into her eyes, seeing the sincerity and strength in her gaze. "Are you sure? I don't want to lose what we have." Al smiled softly. "I'm sure we'll make it work. Go to Abuja and show them what you're capable of." David moved to Abuja and the physical distance test. Their relationship, they kept in touch through calls and messages, but the separation brought its own set of challenges. Both faced loneliness and doubt, and the gossip about their unconventional relationship intensified. Alake particularly struggled with the idea that she might be holding David back from a more conventional life. She sat alone in her apartment one evening, looking at the pictures of her late husband and her daughter on the wall. The silence was heavy, and she felt a pang of loneliness. One night, phone call. David sensed her unease. "Al, are you okay? You seem distant." Al hesitated before speaking. "David, I worry that I'm holding you back. You deserve a normal life with someone who can give you everything." "I can't." David's voice was firm. "Al, you give me more than anyone else ever could. Your love and support mean the world to me. We'll get through this together." Despite his reassurances, Alake couldn't shake the feeling of doubt. The physical distance made everything harder, and she found herself questioning their future more and more. David, on the other hand, threw himself into his work. The job in Abuja was demanding, but he excelled, quickly earning the respect of his colleagues. He missed Ark deeply, but he knew this opportunity was crucial for his career. After several months apart, David returned to Lagos for a brief visit. The time apart had made their feelings for each other even stronger as they sat in A's cozy apartment. The familiar surroundings brought a sense of comfort and belonging. David took A's hand, his eyes filled with determination. "Al, these months have been difficult, but they've shown me just how much I want to be with you. Life is too short to worry about others' opinions. I want to build a future with you." Kay's eyes welled up with tears. "Oh, David, I've missed you so much. Your words mean everything to me. Let's make it official." They decided to formalize their relationship, announcing a small blessing where they would be officially joined together in the presence of friends and family. Alake and David's engagement was met with mixed reactions. While some friends and family members celebrated their love, others were skeptical. Canel's mother, Mrs. Adabo, was strongly against the union. She couldn't understand why her son would choose a woman so much older than him. "David, this is not what I envisioned for you," she said sternly during a family meeting. "Alake is a wonderful woman, but she's past the age of bearing children. What about your future?" David stood his ground. "Mom, Al has brought so much joy and stability into my life. Our love is genuine, and I want to spend my life with her. Mrs. Atabo grudgingly gave up, seeing there was nothing she could do to stop the union over time. She began to soften a little towards noticing how her presence had elevated Connell's life and career. Despite the initial opposition, Al and David were determined to celebrate their love. They hosted an engagement party, inviting both their families and friends. The event was held in a beautifully decorated hall filled with flowers and lights, creating an atmosphere of warmth and joy. As guests arrived, they were greeted by the sight of Al and David beaming with happiness. The couple's genuine affection was evident, and many couldn't help but be moved by their love story. "Thank you all for coming to celebrate with us," Al said, addressing the guests. "Your support means the world to us," David added. "We've faced many challenges, but our love has only grown stronger. We're grateful for each one of you who has stood by us." The engagement party turned into a beautiful celebration of love and acceptance. Friends and family who had once doubted the relationship found themselves embracing it, offering their heartfelt congratulations and best wishes among the guests. Mrs. Adabo watched quietly. She saw the joy in her son's eyes, and the respect and admiration he had for Alake. Slowly, she began to see that their unconventional love was genuine and worth supporting. As the night drew to a close, Al and David stood hand in hand, surrounded by loved ones. Knew that the road ahead would still have its challenges, but they were ready to face them together. Al and David consummated their marriage with a passionate night that ignited so much passion in both of them. The connection they shared was deep and intense, making their love feel even more real and tangible. A few weeks after their wedding night, Al began to notice changes in her body. She felt unusual fatigue and nausea, and her intuition told her something extraordinary had happened. Curious and slightly apprehensive, she took a pregnancy test. To her astonishment, it was positive. David found her sitting in their bedroom, staring at the test result in disbelief. "Al, what's wrong?" he asked, concern etched on his face. "David," she said, her voice trembling. "I'm pregnant." Connell's eyes widened in shock and joy. "Pregnant? But how?" Alake smiled, tears of happiness streaming down her face. "I don't know how, but it seems your manhood really did magic." That night they embraced, overwhelmed by the miracle they had been granted. News was met with mixed emotions when Alake shared it with her daughter Mike over the phone. "Mom, are you sure?" her daughter asked, skepticism evident in her voice. "You've passed menopause. How is this even possible?" "I know it seems impossible, but it's true," Al assured her. "I have Connell's love and support, and we're ready for this miracle." Her daughter sighed, still processing the news. "I'm happy for you, Mom. Just promise me you'll take care of yourself." "I will, dear. Don't worry. David and I are in this together." David had recently been transferred back to Lagos and received a promotion at his workplace in the engineering firm. The timing couldn't have been better, as they now faced this new chapter in their lives together. As the months passed, Al's pregnancy progressed smoothly, defying all expectations. David was by her side every step of the way, attending doctor's appointments, preparing the nursery, and ensuring she was comfortable and happy. Their friends and family were astonished by the news, especially Mrs. Adabo, David's mother. She never thought it could be possible, as this had been her fear and reason for refusal all along. The couple's unwavering love and determination won over even the most skeptical hearts. Al's daughter visited them, offering her support and gradually coming to terms with the incredible reality. One evening, as they sat together on the couch, David placed his hand gently on A's growing belly. "Our little miracle is strong," he said, feeling the baby kick. Alake smiled, her heart full of love and gratitude. "Yes, and our love made it possible." They knew their journey had been unconventional and filled with challenges, but their love had triumphed over every obstacle. As they looked forward to the birth of their child, they felt more united and ready to face the future than ever before. In a world that often questioned their relationship, Al and David had found a love that defied expectations and brought forth miracles together. They would continue to build a life filled with passion, resilience, and unwavering support. As Al's pregnancy progressed, the anticipation grew. David remained steadfast by her side, his excitement and support unwavering. They prepared for the arrival of their child with joy and hope, cherishing each moment. The day finally arrived when Alake went into labor. David was a pillar of strength, holding her hand and offering words of encouragement. The hours seemed to stretch on, but their love and determination carried them through. After what felt like an eternity, the cries of a newborn filled the room. The doctor smiled broadly. "Congratulations, Al and David, you have a healthy baby boy." But the surprises were not over. Moments later, a second cry echoed in the room, and a healthy baby girl. The doctor announced, astonishment evident in his voice. Ark and David stared at their twin Barbies in disbelief, and overwhelming joy. Tears streamed down Al's face as she held her children. "We did it, Connell," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "Our love made this possible." David, holding their son, looked at her with pure adoration. Yes, we did. Our little miracles. News of the birth spread quickly and friends and family flocked to see the incredible twins. Mrs. Adabo, initially stern and doubtful, couldn't hide her joy and amazement as she held her grandchildren. Al, David, she said, tears in her eyes, you've shown us all that love knows no boundaries. These beautiful Barbies are living proof of your incredible journey. Al's daughter, who had been skeptical at first, stood by her mother's side, her heart filled with pride and happiness. Mom, you are amazing. These Barbies are a miracle. And I'm so happy for you. And Nell, the twins, brought a renewed sense of unity and love to their family. In David's home was filled with laughter, love, and the joyful chaos of raising two newborns. Their story became an inspiration to many, proving that love, resilience and belief in each other could overcome any obstacle. As they watched their children grow, David often reflected on the incredible journey they had taken together. One evening, as they sat together watching their twins sleep, David took Al's hand and looked into her eyes with deep gratitude. Al, you've brought so much light into my life from the day I met you. Everything has fallen into place. You've made me a better man. And I can't thank you enough for that. Alake smiled, her heart full. And you've given me a new purpose. David, our love is a miracle in itself, in addition to their growing family. Al's fabric business was thriving. She had opened several other shops across Lagos. Her boutiques were known for their elegance and quality, drawing customers from all over the city. David's career also flourished. His promotion and success in the engineering firm were a direct result of his dedication and the support he received from Ark. Together, they created a life filled with achievements and mutual respect. As they watched their children grow, Alake and David knew that their love had not only defied societal norms but had also created a beautiful legacy. Their journey was a proof of the power of love and the belief that age is just a number in a world that often doubted them. And David's love story stood as a shining example that true love knows no limits, and that miracles can happen when two hearts are deeply connected.